So the common view is that love requires free will. So God gives us free will, and then takes away his foreknowledge. Because once we have free will, foreknowledge is no longer possible. So then it creates the system where God is still all knowing, and God has to be, in order for God to be all good, he has to give us free will so we can love, and then voila. So God is all knowing, we have free will. It solves everything. Well, I wanted to throw a little bit of a different perspective onto this, and think, okay, well, so there's one aspect of God, right? It's like, so God knows all things that are possible to know. It's not possible to have foreknowledge because we have to have free will. But then let's imagine, can we have love without free will? What is a perspective where we can have love without free will? Is that even possible? And I think yes, it is possible. Okay, so then once we establish that, and we'll establish that in a second, but once we establish that, then it's like, okay, now we have to choose between a God who knows everything but doesn't have foreknowledge versus a God that knows everything, including foreknowledge. And that seems like a better God, right? So we can go to, Ansem, the highest conceivable God is what's closest to the truth. And that's a higher conception of God, a God that knows more. So, okay, so how can we have love without free will? Well, so one thing to say is that, if you woke up tomorrow, and it was just a fact, it was a fact that determinism was true, like, would you love your friends and your family any less? No, probably not. Okay, but that's not the entirety of what love is. Like, someone can come in and say, okay, well, love requires choice. It's not just an experience, but it's like the act of choice that you're making to commit to somebody. Okay, I understand the pull, I understand the beauty in that. But what about unconditional love? Unconditional love is not a choice. Unconditional love illuminates from your being. It's like God's love. God can't not love. God is all good. God is all good, and from his goodness, from love, his love, God is love. His love itself illuminates from him. And something similar happens with humans, right? A motherly love for her child. Falling in love with somebody. That's what's called falling in love, not you fall in love with every ounce of their being. You're not like weighing the options, like, oh, well, she has red hair and she has brown hair, and let me make a list of like the pros and the cons. The beauty of love, the highest form of love, is that there is no choice behind it. It illuminates from your being. Okay, so if the highest amount of love, unconditional love, doesn't require choice, then it shows us that, okay, so love actually does not require free will. But then, okay, so now let's think, what does free will give us? Free will gives us the option to choose the bad. Free will gives us the option to leave love, to leave the good, to leave happiness up to chance, up to moral luck, up to I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have breakfast this morning, so now I'm making a bad decision based off of hunger. And I think that to sort of end the ramble, I think that love and goodness and happiness is too important to be left up to free will. And yeah, so that's my take.